Hey, Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day. And I like some of Dr. Steve Turley's comments here. And this is one that we've hinted on earlier and had another video on, but it needs to be reemphasized. President Trump's power to influence the judicial by appointing over 160 federal judges has huge economic, financial, and social implications to it, to say the least. Listen to Don Turley.
As of this week, President Trump has made history by appointing more federal judges than each of the last 5 administrations were able to accomplish at this point in their presidency. And a number of commentators are recognizing that Trump is indeed effectively remaking the judiciary in his own nationalist populist image. Here's some stats. As of this week, President Trump will have successfully appointed over 160 judges, conservative judges, on the federal bench. Now, just to put this in context, by this time in his presidency, Barack Obama had appointed just over 100 judges. So Trump is moving almost twice as fast in appointing federal judges. And of course, these are thoroughgoing conservatives, all of whom have been vetted by the Federalist Society, of which a number of conservative Supreme Court justices are members. So most especially, I would say, the late, great Antonin Scalia, my favorite justice. In the next few months, at the current rate, President Trump will have appointed nearly 200 conservative justices to the federal bench, which is doing nothing less than transforming the judiciary into a thoroughly conservative nationalist populist bench. It gets even better. President Trump has appointed 43 appeals court confirmations across all 13 circuits, 12 or 13 circuits, which is twice as many as any of the past 5 presidents were able to appoint at this time in their respective presidencies. The closest president was George W. Bush. He came closest with 29 appointees. But of course, all of this for Trump is mere preparation. It's just an appetizer for the big event, and that's, of course, the Supreme Court. Now, one of the things that we noted back in 2016, when this channel first started, I don't know how many of you know, but we've been going now for about 3 years, okay? November 1st, 2016 was our first edition of our Turley Talks channel here. And we started with 7 video arguments uploaded each day leading up to the election on November 8th. And we made an extended argument that Donald Trump was indeed going to win the presidency. They're still up if you want to look at them. The quality is crazy. But one of the things we gloated over after we were right about the election and the corporatist, globalist, Marxist media was wrong, one of the things we gloated over was now Trump has the opportunity to appoint upwards of 6 or even 7 Antonin Scalias in the Supreme Court. In other words, if we take the 4 conservatives who are already there, and yes, I know throwing in Justice Roberts could be a real disappointment there, but nevertheless, you take Roberts, you take Thomas, you take Alito, right? And then you appoint 3 more solid conservatives, we'll have the Supreme Court for the next generation, which means you could kiss goodbye to the ACLU. You could kiss goodbye Planned Parenthood and all these other left-wing lunatic legal organizations that have sued conservatives into submission over the years, relying on a left-wing court. They'll all be gone. Now, of course, we're almost there. We're just one appointed judge away, and that's where the whole freak out among leftist liberals with Ruth Bader Ginsburg is coming in. CNN ran a story just a few weeks back about how nervous left-wing libs are and continue to be over Ginsburg's health. And I'm sure you all know she recently announced that she successfully battled another bout with cancer. This was her 3rd bout with cancer, if I recall correctly. But regardless, she's 86, 87 years old. It doesn't take a genius to figure out her days on the court are numbered. And if you want to get a kick out of how liberals are reacting to this, check out my video on the ultra-liberal Michael Moore panicking over Ginsburg's latest cancer scare. It's absolutely hilarious. You can check it out at the link at the top right of this video. And I'll make sure to link it down below for you as well in the pinned comments. I think you're...
Dr. Turley here talks about what's going on in Italy and how it is affecting it, similar to what's going on in France. This boy growing up sees that this globalist movement in Italy as its downfall. nationally. So he decides to do something about it and reform a party. And this party movement has grown.
This new leader believed that problems with Rome were symptomatic of far more global worldwide dynamics, much of which centered in Brussels and the EU. And so he remade the party as one who stood for uniting all of Italy against the forces of globalization and its secular aristocracy, which climaxed at a rally in front of a Milan cathedral, where our little boy, all grown up, stood in front of tens of thousands of Italians, holding a rosary in his hand and declaring that he and his party, which he renamed Lega, the League, think of the Justice League, he and his party Lega were the true defenders of Christian Europe against globalization. And as a result, in a matter of just 3 years,
Christian Europe against globalization. Think about that. The religious implications and political implications of that thought process must have really shook the Italy people and the Italy government. This is powerful.
this Lega party, under the leadership of the one and only Matteo Salvini, has grown to become the single most popular party in all of Italy by double digits, not even close. Lega Party is twice as popular as their closest competitor, and they are simply biding their time. They are counting down the days to Italy's next national election, when they will storm parliament as the number one party.
Storm Parliament as the number one party. National elections are just counting down the days. And he believes that is also happening in France. Just Macron and the Yellow Jackets and the great resistance they've had, they want him out. And he thinks this gal is Marine Le Pen is going to replace Macron, which is going to be great. So this anti-globalist, this national movement is worldwide that Trump and others have started years ago is spreading and it's growing. It's very interesting.
In the nation. That's what I believe is going on right now in France. What we're seeing is a once relatively peripheral political party, National Front, transforming into National Rally, which has become a major, if not increasingly, the major political party in the nation. We now have two separate polls, an official poll via an election, the European election in May, and an unofficial one via simply the survey over the weekend, that shows that when you line up all the political parties, Marine Le Pen's National Rally tops all the others. National Rally wins. And so what we're now seeing is the very real possibility of a breakaway. Marine Le Pen and National Rally appear to be surging in the polls and may end up completely overwhelming Macron's En Marche party by the time we get to 2020, the next presidential election. If that pattern holds,
If that pattern holds, so we hope the pressure will, and it will hold, in the national election in France in 2020, as well as the United States, if that pattern holds. And they believe it will. We'll see. So France is going to be a big year too, 2020. We'll see what happens.
what we've seen in Italy, then that's exactly what we're going to see in France. Now, before you go, I just loaded up an awesome video.
And yeah, we're going to leave it at that. A lot of things happening, big worldwide things happening. And remember that Barr and Durham went over to France to get some information, or Italy to get some information this past month too. So that's powerful. So many things are happening and worldwide. This is not just a small movement. So many things are happening. Keep your eyes open wide and look at what's happening behind the scenes. These people are tired of national globalists and worldwide globalists and elites and bankers and other people just raking in money and abusing their power and authority over the people and desire the people to be free and to keep their freedoms. Okay. covers Italy, France, the United States. We're also seeing this in other countries in Africa and in especially in South America. So it's coming. There's a lot of stuff that's coming. And a lot of things to look forward to. These movements, these national movements, and these keeping the foreigners out, welfare recipients out, draining the resources in the country, getting stuff straightened up in the Middle East. So this movement in to destroy Europe is going to come back through Turkey, and they're going to put a lot of these immigrants back. They're going to deny access into Europe as freely as it has been in Germany and other places. We'll see what happens. It's not without consequences of what has happened and what has been pushed. People are fighting back. It's Roger Mark Village, Montana. Look at Dr. Steve Turley's comments. You'll get 122,000 views for nothing. It's got quite a following. Good day.